So, bollocks. But yeah, true professionals. Right, have you stopped in spirit? I may not have like showed true YouTuber professionalism, but
Fucking dirty old brain. Fucking dirty, dirty boy. So
Covering, oh fucking boring. So say it'll give you like a high build for stuff.
it will give you a high build finish for applying base coat and clear coat, for applying the decorative layers to our classic car restoration.
Oh, that was way too boring.
Yeah. What information?
I don't know.
It's just going to be like
You need to leave them hanging, don't you?
painted and fucking done, mate. Like, I don't know what you like.
Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of our Aston Martin paint restoration video. As you can see behind us, it's now into final primer, which is actually the Novol hybrid epoxy primer, which we've mixed as a filler primer. So it took us 349 hours to get from bare metal up to this stage. And bear in mind, it's been spray full twice as well, and we've used the new products, which have actually saved us time, haven't they?
Yep. So now we'll be seeing it through and giving it a quick coat of control spray. We'll be blocking it down 320, DA 500, and then wet flatting anywhere hard with 800. Then we'll be moving on to apply Novol Wave Base Coat 2.0. The colour that the customer has chosen is California Sage Metallic, which is a really exciting colour. And then we will be giving it 3 coats of the Novol CSR Clear Coat. So, and then we'll be polishing it. So keep watching. Like, subscribe, make a cup of tea.
You're doing right up until exciting.
Steve's actually doing some work, so don't know if you want to film that. Keep watching, we'll get some more stuff done. Hope you're having a good new year.
Fuck's sake, you don't have to waffle on, don't you?
Why?
I'm all shook up.
Rob, that's a pretty fancy degreasing pot you got there. Oh, cheers, mate. Santa bought it for me. So, while we're degreasing, we'll just give you a little update of where we are. Everything's been blocked, 320, 400. We're just degreasing it to make sure we get any bit of dust out of any remnants or scratches before we use our Novol control spray, and then we'll be DAing it 500. So, the panels and the boot lid are ready. The shell isn't far off, but I thought what we're going to do, we're going to paint the bonnet and the boot lid first, while Dean and Steve prep finish the shell and mask it for me. So, a bit like Blue Peter, here's our colour that we mixed earlier using our Novol Spectral 2.0 water-based scheme. As you can see, there is delightful California Sage Green in there. We're going to put this through our 3M PPS cups using our Old Faithful Iwata 1.3 WBX. This is the best gun for the application of this product. Really outstanding. And then we will give it 3 coats of Novol CSR. See, we've got it on our heater to get it nice and warm, so the application is a lot easier. With our WS 400 1.4. So it's very, very important at this stage that all of your prep is 100%. Everything's been degreased off using your solvent degreaser and your water-based degreaser. So everything's been degreased, checked, and we are ready. So we're gonna tip that in there, put that in there, and fire some colour over it. Throughout the whole process, we check panel temperature all the way through, and we follow the data sheets to make sure that we give enough flash off time in between coats and everything's the right temperature. And also, if you know what this is, put it in the comments below. Comment if you use this. If you don't use this, get to know that. So, bit of this, bit of that. So, first coat on, it's not a like stinking wet coat, it's not how much you can put on in one go. We like build it up, so we give it a half coat, 2 full coats, and then we drop down our pressure to 1.5 bar, and then we give it 2 nice little drop coats. Hello?
What's happening then, Chef?
Wet flatten, wet 800, all the insides of the shuts, and then we're going to block 800 wet down here and down here, and then just make sure that all the edges are sorted as well. And then once everything's been wet flattened, we'll check if we need to do any bits of stopper, any little pinholes, sort that out, and then it'll be on to degrease and mask, ready for paint.
Have you got my builder's ass in shot?
So we've just degreased all the shell with water base and the silicone remover. Rob's just blown it all off. Then we're going to mask up the whole shell. Then we're going to do a little bit of sealant before, and then a final degrease, and then we can start to put the base colour on. It wasn't really, yeah. You know, like Superman, innit? When he's on about the division side, remember that?
All masked, degreased, just got to start in. We're going to be putting some base on. So the doors are in here and the shell. This is the last booth load of bits that we're doing. After we started it, we're going to use a little LPH 80, just getting all these little crevices first to make sure everything's covered. This is a low pressure gun, a real handy, useful gun. We're halfway through the base process and we're just checking it with a light and the light with the lights out. So we check all of these cars in all different lights and situations just to make sure all the edges are covered, there's no patchiness. So we'll check it with the lights off and a colour light, and then we'll check it with a colour light and the lights on before we carry on with the process. If there's any dirt nibs, pinholes, patchiness, whatever it might be, we can nib it down, tack it off before we apply our final coat of base or couple of coats of base. all cleared. It's been a long night. It's like 9:45. Big push to get this one done. Green, shiny, shinier than my head, I hope.
So we've left the shell now for 2 weeks to let it properly cure since it's been painted. So then we're on to the actual flat and polishing stage now. So we're hitting it first with 1200 grit, then we'll go 15, 2000, then we'll go on to Trizac, 3000, 6000, and then on to the different stages of polish.
Just got a wee.
So we've just done it with 12, 15 and 2000 grit. So now we're hitting it with the 3000 Trizac. So using the smaller one for the hard to reach areas, and then we've got a bigger orbital for the big panels.
So in the flattening stages, it's really important to check your work between each grit. The coarser the grit of sandpaper you use, the more easier it is to remove the imperfections. So it's really important when you start off with 1200 that you dry it off, you check it before you move on to your 1500. Otherwise, you're just going to mask any sort of imperfection in the paint and it won't look great when it's polished.
Very close. I think slow.
Yeah, it does clear.
There's screwdrivers and there's screwdrivers, and that's definitely a screwdriver.
Just because he's got small hands.
Yeah, I know.
Really fucking hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry. This is what we've just done for the day. They just like literally fucked two spot. So we've just got to the stage now we've Trizac'd it all in 6000. Now Rob is using the 3M fast cut compound with the green foam pad, and this is our coarse polish, and he'll do the whole shell now in this before he moves on to a fine polish.
So it's really important when you're polishing, we'll give you a quick top tip. Make sure your panel's always clean, so every section that you do, make sure you wipe off and check before you move on. And also the biggest one is make sure your pad is cleaned out. So you can either use an airline and a blower, because everyone loves a good blow, or you can use a pad cleaning tool or like a little spray cleaning brush, and just remove any of the excess material off of the pad. So then that way, when your pad is in touch with the surface, the fresh new compound is helping the pad cut the lacquer up to a good shine. So there we go, little top tip.
So when you're doing any sort of polishing on the car, sometimes you're going to come across bits where you really struggle with a bigger polisher to get inside these grooves, up in here, and even sort of over these areas. So we're switching to a smaller one, and this one is an air rotary polisher, and that works really well at getting as close to the edge of the panel as possible without any sort of potential risk of damage.
So we're moving on to the DA polishing. We've used our rotary polishers and we're happy with it. The reason why we use the DA polish for fine polishing is to refine any scratches and get out all those swirls. How's it looking then, Ding?
Gonna be good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect, you see? Perfect, absolutely perfect. Look at them sausage fingers. Slow it down, Dino. So the pads all been washed out. It's really important to keep your pads washed, but because this is the first time that we've put the pad on, we're going to put a little bit more polish on and prime it before use. Another little top tip there, letting you guys into all the secrets. Cuddles are free in here, just remember that.
So, we have concluded our 3-part restoration video on the DB5, DB6. It's been quite an emotional course for us, so it's actually nice to get it all wrapped up. The customer's come down, given it a full inspection, and is absolutely blown away with the work. So that makes us happy as well. Because we're absolutely chuffed with it as well. It looks really good. We weren't too sure with a metallic sage green on a 6 initially, but now seeing it in colour, it looks amazing. Hopefully you guys will agree. Pause. So now for the bit everyone's been waiting for, which is how long this has actually taken us in man hours. So we've rounded it up to about 550 hours in total. So that is from bare metal up until this stage. But we have done quite a lot of extra work as well, apart from the paint restoration. We had to do quite a bit of metal work before, and there was loads of other little jobs that we took on as well. The engine bay, we also decided to get it sent off for media blasting, the complete engine bay and inside the wheel wells, and that has all been repaired before, epoxied and put into the Novol Cobra, which is like a tinted black liner. Underside we've left, and inside has been left because it's fairly original and in good condition as well, so the customers wanted to keep it like that. Yeah, we're done. We're done. End of the video. Hope you enjoyed all 3 parts. If you're not seeing all 3 parts, go back and watch the other parts, because otherwise this one won't make much sense at all. It's been fun, been emotional. Catch you in the next video. Slide.